Take it away, Tim.
Thanks, Brendan. Yeah, so this work stream is something that's just outside of the ITP. It's being handled directly by Agritech NZ, and in actual fact had its roots in the precursor to Agritech NZ, the Precision Ag Association of New Zealand. So it's an overnight success that's been about 3.5 years in the making. The piece of work is really around studying the technology adoption across the primary sector, with a view that there is some disparity between the subsectors, and getting some understanding and some learnings from that, so that the sectors that are a little bit behind can actually leverage those in their extension programs and in their digital strategies. The idea here is that it's a longitudinal study, so it's not just a once-off study, and that it gets conducted over the next 10 to 15 years on a cadence that's yet to be agreed, but probably on about the 2 to 3 year basis. The idea being that we will actually see the differences in trends over time, and some of those temporal influences on technology adoption will actually be a little bit more evident as we do a consistent survey over time as well. To do this, we...
Want to progress your slide? Sorry, Tim, have you got some slides to progress?
Yeah, I'm just trying to... That one. So the idea here was that we wouldn't just do this as a technology, a survey in itself, that we would partner with industry partners to actually deliver some use for that data and some practical implementation of it. So what have we done so far? Ultimately, we basically raised the capital earlier this year with the cash to undertake the study. We have appointed a research partner, namely Research First. We have undertaken a review of the comparable surveys that are in the field at the moment, both domestically and internationally, to ensure that we align with them, we don't walk over the top of them, and that we then designed a survey via workshops with respective industry partners to come up with a survey design and methodology. We have now started surveying, and in fact, we are a couple of weeks away from finishing surveying. So 1,000 farms is really where we're looking to end our sampling. We're currently at about 750 odd. So the survey design undertakes right across the nation. It basically undertakes, or looks at the agricultural land use data to reflect the level of proportionate surveying that we do in different regions, as well as demographics, which are from our partners or available via other surveys that have been conducted. So it's quite an extensive survey. Each interview takes around 20 minutes at the moment. So there's quite a lot of data that is collected. And I'll give you a little bit of a teaser of some of this data before we go on. So this is focusing in just on one question that we have conducted, and that was, what was the last piece of technology or hardware that you actually adopted? And we've looked at that across different sectors and things like that. Now, the classifications of like precision machinery, crop estimation and things, they're actually my own. But if you want to get involved in that sort of classification work, there's definitely some work that we need to do in there in alignment across different sectors and things like that. So more on that in the breakout room later on. So you'll see from this that, the questions, the different subsectors have different influences, which we all understood beforehand, but it actually really becomes quite evident when you're looking at the data as to how drastically they do change between different subsectors. Some of this data is interesting in that it basically alludes to more of the underlying influences. Like, for example, animal tracking is really because of the bovine diseases that are around at the moment and having to comply with NATE and things like that. So a lot of focus has gone into that. So you'll see in the next slide, NATE reader right in the middle of it. that's really the farmers, especially in the dry stock sector, who are very focused on animal recording and making that simple for themselves. You'll also notice Farm Focus is pulled out very drastically here. Now that is basically because Cash Manager Rural has recently done an upgrade to their cloud-based software, which is the Farm Focus, and so a lot of people associate that directly with what was the last technology that you adopted. So that's been quite interesting, and we'll need to dive down deeper into that as we go along. So furthermore, here's a couple of snapshots of the dashboard. This is what the partners will see. They will get a level of data that other people can't access to. So there's some incentive for them to actually get involved and engage. High level stats and stuff will be reported through Agritech NZ. And there is a view to do a deeper dive research project early next year, which you can get involved in, and we'll get some more deeper understanding of this published through that. So different levels of data that will be available, different search criteria and things like that, which will help our partners dissect this data.
Excellent.
If you want to know more, then come join the breakout session with myself and Bridget after this, or click on this link. I think the link will come out to you as well through the chat channel, or contact me directly after this if you'd like.